Welcome to July 31st Front Garden Tour. Better late than never. It's time that I did a tour of how the front garden is looking. Been doing some work out here, some cleanup, still things that need to be done like edging and some weeding, but it's coming along and we have a really super hot evening. We have storm watches everywhere. I doubt we're going to get anything. We haven't had any rain for quite a while, but we're going to do this tour and we do have some shade. So hopefully we can make it through without too many shadows. So let's begin. So the first thing I want to share with you is an overall view of how the yard is looking from a distance. You can see here along the edge of the sidewalk, the front steps, the border of the yard, right, all in here and around. So I kind of wanted to share that with you. I think it looks really pretty from here, and I think it's one of the best years yet for the front garden. But let's start with the driveway pots, and I'm going to move to the edge of the yard and we'll work our way through. So the driveway pots have been exceptional this year. They have done really well, and there are a variety of reasons probably for it. Is we've had a lot of heat. We have had some windy days, but also is I've grown a lot of plants myself, such as geraniums and the purple millet, and I've just been really on top of these pots, and maybe that has helped, but they are looking good. The purple millet is very unusual. You can see here, I am loving it. It doesn't like its leaves wet. If it has its leaves wet, you will see spots on them. So rain will cause them to spot like this. But overall, really gorgeous. The geraniums I grew from seed. They were a mixed variety. I grew 3 different varieties. I did Maverick Orange, Coral 2000, and Mixed Mavericks. And, you know, where they ended up in the pots kind of thing for the mix, I didn't know what I was going to get. But actually, I am happy with how they turned out in these containers. They are looking gorgeous. And if we walk along here, we can see how these containers have really done with the plants in them. We have coleus in here, multiple wave petunias, which I highly recommend. The purple vein and the white are gorgeous. Once again, geraniums and mixed green coleus is in there. And it's full and it's beautiful, and very, very happy with it. And they're loving their life in the driveway. Surprise, surprise. Here's the other one here. This has millet in it. It also has some leftover pansies that I had. And coleus, you can see here. I'll back out so you can see this better. The bees are loving the flowers on the coleus. Most years I've cut them back, but because the bees love them so much, I'm leaving them. So I've learned something new about coleus. And this one ended up with a white geranium in here. And I'm just loving it. Each one's a little unique. So I had purple millet and I had it die out in a couple pots. So I have millet, no millet, millet, no millet, millet. Go figure how things go. But I like it. I just spread them out evenly so that, you know, you can see them from a distance and you get a bit of variety in them. Once again, coleus has taken over this pot in particular. We have coral, the Ringo 2000, geraniums in here. And we have beautiful, bright, almost ultraviolet, reddish, orange geraniums here that were out of that mix pack. Kind of cool. Over here, I have my last container. And here's the orange that I really wanted. You can see it right here. And then you can see the red. See how ultraviolet the red is in comparison? This millet's a little bit shorter. It gets more shade over here. But overall, the basket is huge. So let's start walking around the garden. You can see the lawn is doing okay. Rob's come through and watered it all and mowed it for me for this video. Bless his heart. And we're just going to work our way along. It's super dry, you guys. I'm just warning you. So in here, and ignore my weeping tile coming off the eave trough. I wish it would get used, but hey, you never know. This bed is full of petunias, white waves, and then I put a pink magenta petunia in between just for some color. And they were just a regular petunia, but you can see the waves stole the show. I have mixed pink cosmos here. that have just started to bloom all the way along. And then behind them, I have the powder puff Cosmo, which is a white. I'm anxious to see that one bloom. So this bed is looking really good. And when the cosmos all come into bloom, I think it should be stunning. I think it'll be a nice combo. Now, my pots on the steps are beasts this year. I've never had them be such a big beast before, but they are crazy. I'm just going to zoom out so you can see. So I got two pots here. They're actually two different containers. You can see here, this is the smaller one. This is the bigger one. And look at how full they are. They are just stretching out. I'm having to come through and actually trim them back because they're getting so huge. Once again, it's the same combos. It's wave petunias, the purple vein. I've got orange geraniums in it, coleus in it. There is some gaillardia in here and some pansies and just a real variety. The dark coleus looks great with the brown. And then I hit a water jug down here, a watering can in an orange to bring out the colors of the geraniums and just give it some oomph in here. And you can just see how full they are. They are a beast. I have to be on top of them, watering them every single day because they dry out. In fact, I'm just going to check them. Yeah, they're dry. Our heat has just been powerful. Over here is a mishmash of lilies, irises, tree lilies, and the lilies are done. So I don't have a lot to show here. I do have some stalks down here that are finishing up, blooming, and some blanket flowers and gaillardia opening there. Over here you can see some of the lilies that just opened. These were late bloomers. And they're looking really good. I want to overhaul that corner one of these days. Here are the window boxes I did. I used a lot of the same plants. I included black midnight petunias in here. And I think they're really full. And I've been pinching the purple vein, which is just a beast. Highly recommend that wave petunia because it just grows like no tomorrow. I moved, you guys will remember the video probably where I moved all the irises and cleaned out this bed. I moved the phlox into here. And once again, when I go to do a video, my darn morning glories have all closed their flowers. But you can see all the buds on them. Every time I cannot catch it right. Oh well, they are beautiful and it's doing great. Same with the long here. It's been so hot that I actually had to come through and water a bit today because the plants are taking a beating. So you can see they're kind of hanging here because they're wet and the house is wet from them, but they needed the water. Heucheras are doing great along here. They're looking nice and full. There's only one in here that doesn't look so good. It's just a little smaller, but overall, very happy with it. Step over the eave trough. This is a hydrangea bed, and we have petunias in here, we have zinnias in here, and we have Annabelles. And I put my cannas in here. You can see the zinnias are just starting to bloom in the back. So I'm waiting another couple of weeks and they should be full. Liatris is just starting to come into bloom. More zinnias in here. Annabelles are in full bloom. This is their second season in, so I expect the third season they will be amazing. My baskets are wet right now. I just soaked them because the heat was so darn bad, and that they are needing soaked twice a day right now because it is so hot. This is a wild corner. I did not get in here to weed, so you're going to see a really full area in here. So you're seeing a lot of zinnias in here. We're seeing some different shrubs that I've put in here. Heucheras on the edge. We have Chinook roses in the back. Over here, the delphinium have just finished. I grew those from seed last year. I need to cut them back. The lilies are all in bloom and they're wet right now, so they're weighed down heavily. These are tree lilies. You can see my white Casablancas are right there. Yarrow is just finishing up blooming, a slight tinge of yellow left on it. It's just about done, time to be cut back. Nine barks are huge, doing very, very well. And we're seeing the salvias take over the garden. They're spreading everywhere. Oh, and here's the lime green zinnias. And this is the first time I've actually seen them in bloom, and they're just coming into their own. This one's called Envy. Highly recommend it. Definitely grow again. I can't wait till the flower heads become more full. We've got limelights in here, more lilies that have not opened back here. Salvias. Limelights here with Beast, and we have the morning glories here that have not opened, and cannas that are just finishing and should be cut. Lamb's ear has been amazing. It's wet right now because I had to soak the bed, but the bees are all over it. You can see them in there. They're going hard. It has been a real bee magnet. Once again, my pots are all wet. These are Mexican sunflowers, and I keep calling them cornflowers, but they're sunflowers. They should be blooming soon. They're getting really, really tall. They're supposed to be orange. I can't wait. The zinnias here, these were the shades of pink. I'm really loving that light shade. They're looking good. This is another mixed variety of zinnias that's just started opening and looking beautiful in there. Great for cuttings. The different colors are gorgeous. And I see I snapped some when I came through here cleaning out. You can see here. My hydrangea there, you can see it hiding in the morning glory. More lilies have just come into bloom, and I believe these are trees because they're huge. I think they look so pretty with the water droplets on them. Same with these, they have not opened yet. You can see here, soon, another couple days, and they should be open. Potentillas, I've been having a couple problems with the two of them. I have some chlorosis going on here. I took evergreen spikes that have more iron in them, and I pounded them in to help them. So I'm hoping that they will adjust. I'm going to trim them back hard and see if that helps. You can see the tree lilies here are just finishing. More yarrow and nine bark here. This has just done really well here. Very, very happy with the nine barks. Actually, I could have put a couple more in here because they're just doing so well. Over here, we have foxglove in here. Actually, these are foxglove. These are more salvias that are coming in. I have a little Kim lilac here. More tree lilies. I didn't realize I planted so many tree lilies over here. I already pulled the sweet peas off this trellis because they were not producing and they were laying all over the place and I just couldn't handle it. So they had to go. They were just messy. Sorry, I'm scratching. Mosquitoes are eating me because it's wet. Foxglove. These are the Dalmatian mixed foxgloves here. I put fertilizer spikes in here because they look like they had chlorosis too, and they've totally changed and grown. So those fertilizer spikes work great for chlorosis. I'm going to add some more to the potentillas that are acting up, and that will help them as well. And then I'm going to give them a good hard cutting. Once again, more potentillas here. Heliopsis back there. I have two firelights in the corner here, and I do have some hollyhocks at the back. You can see them there, and they are not going to bloom this year, but I'm hoping for good things next year. My neighbor ended up with one of my hollyhocks in her front flower bed and was thrilled. Over here, I have an old honeysuckle bush and my tree line. So I'll let you see the yard from the back here. And you can see how the border is looking. So that's it. That is my front flower bed. That is how it's doing. And I am just loving the look of how the yard is coming together and how crisp it is. What I feel are my main features that are making this yard look beautiful from a distance. I'm just going to talk to the key things. Are number one, the pots on the boulevard really draw your attention when you drive up and down the street. And number two is the front steps. This area in here, I think, catches the eye because and I think, you guys, quite honestly, it's the white. The white is drawing the eye in to the pots. And I think I need more white in this bed along here because it really does do the trick. And then with hints of yellow, the dark foliage of the coleus and that, and then add some purples and oranges in, it's really nice this year and very striking. So definitely happy with that, worth repeating. I will have to use this video to look at for next year to help me plan my flowers. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think of this bed and how things are looking. So that's it for this video. That's the front garden tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying the flowers. They've been great this year, and it's been a lot of work to keep up on the watering with the weather being so hot, but the plants really are enjoying the warm weather. So I will see you in the next video, and we'll see if I get to a backyard tour in August. Thank you very much, everyone. And once again, don't forget to give me a like and some comments, and I'd love to hear from you. Bye.